Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's Monday, not Saturday, not Friday, not Sunday. It's Monday. We haven't done a video in quite some time, but we've had a lot of shit going on, and we're gonna go over the 49 Diamond T. We're gonna go over obviously the Riviera if you can't fucking see that something's going on back here. And we're also going to go over the 67 C10 in this video. But before we start, obviously, I'm working, so it's water day. This one's to you. Shout out to Sam's. Sam's Purified Drinking Water. High quality, nutrient-given fucking water right here, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, we had quite the eventful last few weeks. We'll start over here with the 49 Diamond T. We got quite a bit accomplished. If you remember, we'll start at the back here. How about that? If you remember, we were reinforcing some stuff back here. We ended up changing the airbags out, if I remember correctly, talking about this. So we got some spacers and everything for the new bags because they're smaller than these ones. So we got some spacers over here that are going to end up going in. We got everything welded in and finalized as far as structural integrity goes. As you can see, we painted the frame, and the fuel tank went back in. I believe we talked about the fuel sending unit, or the pump on here already. But that's what's going on the back end. I can't remember what the fuck all we did. Oh, we got brake lines in. Started with running the brake lines. You can see everything's all nice and tidy right up against the ass end here, or the pumpkin, or the rear end, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'll open the door for you here so you can look inside what we got going on in here. If you didn't take notice, it's a cold day here in Indiana. It's snowing out. Last week was in the 70s. This week it's fucking cold. I had to re-insulate the doors and turn the heat back on, damn it. So I apologize for the sniffles. But as you can see, we have the floors welded in. And as you can see up front here, let me get some of this shit out the way. As you can see up front here, we got all the toe boards in. So we were going to cover all this stuff with carpet and everything, and the client likes it so much, we are going to actually leave the bare metal look. We're going to end up putting a coating over this to help protect it from chips and shit like that. But we're going to come in here and we're going to do all sorts of fucking sweet stuff. This truck's going to it's going to go to that next level, that next rat rod style, but it's going to be done right. As you can see, we have the gauges in here. We have an Intellitronix gauge system. We didn't talk about those because we were going back and forth with trying to get the originals to work and everything. So we ended up, he had this from years past, and we've decided to go this route. So we got the CD player in now. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I said CD player. We got the CD player in here. We got the gauges, the Intellitronix digital gauges. We're actually going to have some more that are installed here and installed here, and then we're going to have the air gauges and everything and all that jazz put in here. But we made a surround for all this, which I think turned out pretty well. And we're starting with the transmission cover, obviously, in the drive shaft cover here. You can see all this shit coming into play. Now, basically what we're going to do, we're going to make panels and everything that cover everything. We're going to do one for the headliner. We're going to come in here and cover all this stuff up. We're going to end up doing door panels and everything. So I'm pretty excited about all this shit and everything that's going to go on in here. It's going to be sweet. We ended up finally got our pieces cut back out for our seats. So these big honking bastards are going to hold on to the seat. That way heaven forbid something crazy happens, you know. I don't know if this is the way they fucking go, but you know what I'm saying here. They're going to come across and the seats are going to be bolted to this. But heaven forbid if something happens, his ass is going to stay in the seat. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that's what's going on in here. I don't know what else to, I think that's pretty much updated on everything. We did this, basically what we're going to do, it's got a 2-piece window here. We're going to come in here and we're going to fabricate a system that he's going to be able to push in and pull out right here and move everything out. I believe I'm going to try to do some sort of concept like the old Model A's, Model T style, that just has a, is it a cantilever? Is that what I'm thinking? Does that sound like a fucking the appropriate terminology for where we're headed here? So it's just going to rock and push, you know. You'll see it later. You'll see it, but it's going to be cool, man. We're going to bring everything all together. Like I said, up front here, we have pretty much everything where it's going to go. I can't remember if we talked about this yet, but we reinforced and re-welded some areas here. And if you remember, we had done just a generic fitment of, it was like 18 gauge shit, just to give us an idea of where we want to sit all this stuff. Well, we got everything cut out. Same thing with those. We finally got these cut out. We were put on hold in the back burner for a while from the company we were trying to use. So, fucking Randy Savage decided, well, we got to get shit done. So he just rolled up in there and was like, hey, man, give it here. Rolled down to another company, and they got it done in like 3 or 4 days. So that was fucking awesome. So we went from 4 to 5 weeks waiting to 3 or 4 day turnaround. So cha-ching. But everything's welded in. So we're ready to run down the road and not, not have some serious issues with what was going on here to begin with. I think that's about it. We came in, and as far as everything engine wise, you know, we came in and we finalized the steering column and all that happy horse shit. So yeah, that's about it. We haven't really gone much farther up in here. It was a lot of metal work and fabrication and shit going on with all this to get us to where we're at right now. Now, obviously, I guess we'll talk about the elephant in the room, huh? The Riviera obviously is not on the frame no more, if you can't fucking tell. And we got her up on a rotisserie. I'm excited about what's happening. We can finalize welding into the floors and everything else from underneath. And if you've never seen a 65 Riviera fucking Superman in it, well, here you have it, man. Yeah, it's all balanced out and everything, spinning around, dude. It's all good stuff. As you can see, we come around here, we'll talk about how we set this thing up. Take a quick look in here as far as our setup here goes. We came in and we adjusted where we were going to put an internal structure here. So as you can see, we have structure coming across here, coming across there, crossed over, blah, 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 squared off, triangulated, the whole 9 yards. And this is because, okay, technical difficulties. Seems to be the theme of the fucking weeks around here is technical difficulties. But so as you can see, we still have the toe boards out. We still have to do this area now. If we talked about this in the past, but you can really fucking see it now. So we got your front mounts here. So usually what people do is they'll mount the rotisserie here straight to the body mounts, just like this. Mount to here, and then there's body mounts back here. Now, the way that some people do the Riviera is they do the body mount here, and then they bring it up to this body mount right there. But the thing of it is, like, this is a big-ass car. So to do it back there and to do it right here, and then to leave everything in the middle without any sort of structural integrity, just If you ever heard of horror stories, people doing body work and metal work and shit like that on rotisseries, and then like fucking doors don't fit and windows just don't fit right and stuff like that. That's what we're trying to not fucking do here. We're trying to do everything right. So we're going to go over a little bit on how we do a rotisserie on here and any sort of vehicle that we're going to put on a rotisserie, just because you start moving this thing around and you're literally going to see this thing start moving. I don't give a shit what vehicle it is. If you're only attached to the front and attached to the back and you got all this area just hanging out in the open, you know, this is usually on a frame. This is usually mounted and shit. So, you know what I mean? It's just fucking logic. It's just, it's just the way it works. You know, you're going to have flex and shit, you know? So, we have to take these mounts off in order to do this firewall, because like we said before, the firewall is jacked up. This whole firewall, pretty much from this seam seal, is going to come off, and then we're going to replace, and we're going to smooth all this shit out and get rid of all this rust and stuff. So this has to be addressed, and in order to get this off, I couldn't just mount the rotisserie to this fucking thing, you know what I'm saying? But the beauty of what we've done here is we've created 2, 4, 6, 8 points of contact, and then we did an X pattern here to help support with it. That way we don't put it up and then all of a sudden everything just fucking falls like this or falls like that. So this way we have 8 points of contact under this whole car. And this thing's solid as a rock. And we couldn't cross up here, so we actually triangulated everything here. So this whole entire structure here is doing the same amount of work as what that X support in the back is going to do. But for all this, now I feel safe about moving this thing to the left and to the right. If it needs to go back on the back of a trailer and be moved at any point in time or anything, this thing is solid. And with the support we did inside, we've actually removed the whole upper section. So we created a big rectangular structural system in here, and the whole roof line and everything isn't even involved anymore, which is what I wanted. So, you know, enough talk and jargon about that shit. But the beauty of it is when you have these rails, okay, in case you were curious, this is 3/16 wall 3x3, and it's fucking solid as a rock. And this is the way we do it around here, and this is the way it's going to be done around here. You know, so these are reusable. So you just weld to these sons of bitches and cut the fucking things back off, and we can go to town. So you can see under here, we have access to everything. I'll be able to sit on my ass and clean up welds. And if you get down here, there's literally there is no more original car. We have the center tunnel right here. That's about it. And then we have this cross member here in the trunk. And I mean, that's literally all that's left of the old metal in this whole car. So it's pretty exciting from an angle like this. Now you can really see all the metal work. You can really see all of our floor pans and how well they look and all that stuff. You know, when you get under a fucking angle like this, you really start appreciating what's happened. And you can really start to see what has happened in this world, because back here, these mounts where everything's connected to, I had to hand make all that shit. Like, we had to hand do all these. And, you know, we're going to come in and we're going to clean up the welds, and we're going to slick shit off, and we're going to come in and we're going to seam seal everything, you know, and then we're going to end up epoxying this whole son of a bitch. And, you know, things are going to start happening quick with all this shit. It's just like, you know, we had talked about doing this before. You know, now I can come in, now that I'm under here, I can slick off these welds, this welded area and shit a little bit better and do all that jazz. But this had to be all hand fabricated. You know, talking about it and showing it now are two different things. So, yeah, that's the Riv, man. That's the 65 Riviera and the 67 C10. Who knows where the hell it was last time we talked. But let me just sit this off to the side here. But you can see where we're at now. I think last time we talked, we had this rear structure. If it wasn't done, it was close to being done. So now we put this thing back on its back in the weeds. We ended up dropping everything. Now you can really see where we're at with these carbon fiber wheel wells, these tubs. So we're going to end up cutting them up. Unfortunately, it's just what's going to have to happen. We can't just leave it hanging out like that and all that happy horse shit. So that's just the way it is, man. You can see we're going to end up taking 2.5 inches out at least, probably, out of this thing to drop it down in. Last time you saw this was at ride height, and it was up on the blocks that we have, and that's a little bit about what the hell was going on in the backside here. Now I'll show you what we got going on in the front here. As you can see, I think we talked about getting ready to do the firewall and all that shit last time. So that's where we're at. You can see the new supercharger lid came in. It has relocated the coolant lines to the front instead of the back. It gives just a better, I think this is such a better look than this thing over here. You know, comparing this to that, it's like night and day. And this is actually from the Camaro Z01, I think something. Is it Z01? I think it's the Z01 package. That's from the Cadillac package. This is a more updated version, so that's why we went with it. That way, and we discussed the intercooler that's going on inside there before. If you don't remember, that's prone to having some issues when you add more boost, which is what we're doing to this thing. And yeah, so this whole setup, this is not stock. Well, I mean, this piece is stock, but the problem is we had to cut this whole section out. Usually you can still see a little bit of remnants of what it actually looked like. So we ended up cutting this out and we just flipped it in here. And the reason is because, if you don't remember, that carbon fiber hood that's been such a fucking blessing to us all around here won't fit. You know, just like it wouldn't fit down in here last time. We had to heat the son of a bitch up and re-fucking shape, you know. So now the structural integrity of the damn thing comes across and runs into this. So it wouldn't fucking close. It pushed it out like this. It looked like some overbite, you know what I'm talking about. And so we had to cut this son of a bitch off, flip it the fuck over, re-weld the son of a bitch. And then after that, we got a new radiator. So then after we did that, the radiator, we had to get new custom mounts for the radiator. So then we had to make brackets for the radiator to get the hell down in here. You know what I'm saying? All this shit has to happen just up until you can put the fucking hood on. You know? So one of the crazier things we've realized is the hood fits now. It's great. But the problem is, if you take a quick look right here, look in this general area right here. See that? See this area right there? Now come on over here. You see that? Let's take one more look. You see that? Let's come back over here. Now you see that? That's a fucking problem. So now what we have, the hood fits. But now we have a gap that's like this fucking wide. This side's perfect, and this side's horrible. Because these repops, you know, these aftermarket panels that everybody says, just go ahead and buy, and they slap right in, you'll be just fine, hunky-dory. No, it don't happen that way. Anyways, moving on. That was my riff. That was my bitch for today. But if you can't tell, we are moving on with the fabrication. I think one of the last times we showed the skeleton that was going on in here. Well, now that we have the skeleton in here, we have located where our Willwood master is going to be at. We have installed our I Did It steering column. We located that. And this is how it's going to look, man. So we discussed, maybe we didn't discuss it, I can't remember, but so we're trying to make this as user-friendly as possible. So this panel right in here, so you see basically this is the kind of an idea of bead rolling and structural integrity we're going to do with these wheel wells here. These are going to be smooth rolled. They're not going to be a hard edge like this. It's fucking cardboard, people. Use your imagination, you know what I'm saying? So these are going to roll slightly, but this whole intersection is going to be able to be unbolted and taken out so we can access this if it's ever needed. That way, if you ever need to get to the upper A-arms or anything in this general area, this stuff can be removed and we can start working on it. So this panel here will be removable. This panel here will be removable. All this, like I said, is going to be removable. Same thing over there. We're going to incorporate this design all the way across. You know, that's what's going on here. And we're starting to hump on this because if you don't remember, the first weekend in April, we got a frickin' car show to go to. And this thing is going to be down in bare metal. And this is all going to be finished. And you're going to be able to come in and take an actual look in person at this up in Fort Wayne at the Rods and Custom Show. Like I said, it's the first weekend in April. And it's going to be a good show. They haven't done it in 31 years. So it's going to be pretty sweet. We got a nice spot. You're going to be able to show up, walk in, and see this beautiful piece of equipment. And like I said, everything, we're going to get as far as we can as far as metalwork goes. But my goal and the plan, all this is going to be done. Hopefully we got everything down in here into the floors done. I'm not guaranteeing a trans tunnel is going to be done. But like I said, we got 2 fucking weeks, boys and girls, and we're going to be humping. So we're just going to get as far as we can. And this thing needs to be torn back down to bare metal before we can move farther with it. So that's where it's going to be at. Basically, it's going to look like the Riviera, completely bare metal, laying on his fucking nuts just like this, you know. That's where we're at. There's even more stuff that we didn't even talk about with this thing we'll get into on our next video. But we had the privilege of going to Illinois last Friday. If you didn't catch that video, we got a pretty special episode coming up on our It's All About the Build podcast. There's only one way to listen to It's All About the Build podcast. You got to get the hell off of this whether you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube or whatever you're watching this on right now. You have to go to, we have 9 different platforms that we promote the It's All About the Build podcast where you can listen to it. If you can't find if you can't find one of the 9, I don't know what to tell you. Oh yeah, you can still go onto our website and listen to it too. So there's no excuse for not doing it. But we have a really, really good freaking guest and a really good show coming up. We wanted to have it out this Monday, but we weren't able to. We tried everything we could, fucking couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of fucking editing to do. We got a lot of fucking hot rod building to do. And it's just 2 of us, man. And my wife. It's the 3 of us. That's all. That's it. That's all we got. So, look, it'll come. It'll fucking be here, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, that's wrapping that up. We have a closed group, or we have a group page on Facebook as well. Obviously, it's called It's All About the Build, where you can see all this behind the scenes stuff, and you can see who our next guests are that are coming up and everything. And we got some big time guests coming up. We had a big time guest this episode coming up, and we got more fucking big time guests coming up. It's getting exciting around here. It's getting busy. It's getting exciting, and we still got to build fucking hot rods. So I want to finish this video up. We have partnered up with Wicked Car Magazine. If you're not familiar with it, it's one of the largest custom car magazines and restoration magazines in the Midwest. And as you can see, we got our fucking, we got our logo and everything in here. So these magazines come out every month, and this is a double month, I guess, a double month special, I guess. March and April. pretty much you go to any of the main car shows and cruise-ins in the Midwest, a lot of it is in Illinois and everything, you're going to find this, and you can get a free copy of this. And inside this magazine is literally everything that you want. If you're a custom car builder or a custom car guy, a classic car guy, it literally has just page after page after page of places to go, car shows to go to, cruise-ins to go to, companies that are specialized in glass, companies that specialize in paint, companies that specialize in building the whole son of a bitch. You know, it's just full of all sorts of stuff. And we're proud to be partnered up with them. And big things are going to come with these guys. We're going to try to get together with them whenever we can, possibly do an episode of It's All About the Build with it. Stay tuned, because next month we have another an ad, I guess, that's going to be featured in here that I'm pretty excited about. So stay tuned for that. If anybody on here wants a copy of this, you can just contact us, do a comment in this, and I'll send you one, because we got a whole box of them over here. We're going to have them at the car show this April. We're going to be giving them away for free. So we got about 100 copies or so. So if you want one, just message me. I'll mail one out to you and all that happy horse shit. Oh, 2-year anniversary coming up. So if you want a beer koozie or a drink koozie, guess what? At the bottom of this, you know what to do. Hashtag It's All About the Build podcast. No. Hashtag It's All About the Build. Just It's All About the Build. Okay. Hashtag It's All About the Build at the bottom of this, wherever you're seeing this video at. Hashtag at the bottom of it. Make sure you're subscribed to us, following us, like this, and just put hashtag It's All About the Build. And I will send you, I tell you what, I'll send you a magazine, and I'll send you a free beer koozie. And I'll give you the choice, black, silver, or gray, baby. How about that? Yeah. But you can't win unless you subscribe. You can't win unless you like. And you can't win unless you comment. So hashtag It's All About the Build on wherever you're watching this video at. And next time, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully it'll be the end of this weekend coming up. We're going to have all sorts of shit going on. We're going to start tearing into this, hopefully. We're going to have that shit squared away. There's going to be chaos going on over here, ladies and gentlemen. But if you stuck through this long, like I said, hashtag It's All About the Build. Free beer koozie, free magazine. Represent. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. And as always, here's to you, ladies and gentlemen. Here's to the water.